Good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Miss Lee coming from Cedar Creek Christian School. And today we're going to talk about science. We're in our social studies science. So this semester we are not doing social studies, we are doing science. This is our science book, okay? And in our science book, we are on lesson 3. In lesson 3 in our science books, our student textbooks is page 6 and 7. We may not have our science book, but that's okay. Okay? I don't think we have a science book, but I am looking for that and I will get back with you on that. Okay? But today we're just talking about touching. You know, touching is one of your senses. You use your hands and fingers to touch. You touch hard and soft things. Okay? So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about touching. Talking about touching balls. Talking about touching tennis balls, softballs. You know? Any kind of things like that you're touching. And when we introduce the word touch, what senses you use on your hands and your fingers? You use touch. Those are the senses you use using your hand and your fingers. Do you touch things with other parts of your body? Yes. We do, okay? Which part of your body feels the floor when you walk bare feet? When you walk barefoot, what part of the floor, what part of your body feels the floor when you walk barefoot? If you said your feet, you are so correct with that, okay? You touch hot and cold things. You touch bumpy and smooth things. You touch many different things. Your sense of touch helps you find out about God's world. What do you use to touch things? Okay? And these are just some of the discussion questions that we're going to be discussing. Can you feel the clothes that you're wearing? Yes. Every part of our bodies can touch things, but usually our hands and fingers are what we use to touch things around us. Okay? We're going to look at soft things. In here, we have, you touch hot and cold. We have the ice cream and we have the hot chocolate. We have ice cream on one page. We have hot chocolate on the other page. That's on page 7 of your workbook, of your book. Okay? You touch bumpy things. You touch smooth things. You touch many different things. Your sense of touch helps you find out about God's world. Again, you touch many different things. Look at the picture on the top of page 7, which shows something cold. What is it? If you said ice cream, you are correct. Okay? Which shows something hot. If you said hot chocolate, oh my God, you're amazing. That is so correct. It's hot chocolate, hot cocoa. Why would the person holding the hot chocolate have on gloves? Maybe because it's cold, she's cold, or he's cold, and the cup is hot. Maybe it's a cold winter day. You know, on those cold winter days when you just love to get some hot chocolate? Yeah, that's good, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the picture at the bottom of the page. Which one of the balls is bumpy? You have a golf ball and then you have like what is that called? Like a ping pong ball. But if you said the golf ball was more bumpy, you're correct. The one on the left, that's called the golf ball, that is more bumpy. Can you tell how something feels just by looking at the picture? No, we cannot do that, okay? Does your sense of touch help you find out about God's world? Yes. We're going to read the last paragraph on page 7. You touch many different things. Your sense of touch helps you find out about God's world. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Today we're talking about touching. So what you can do, because we do not have a workbook on it yet, just write down some things that you can touch. Okay? Just write down some things that you can touch. And tell if it's, like the ice cream Like the hot chocolate, the cup with the hot chocolate, okay? The different types of balls. Those are things that you can touch, okay? So since we're talking about touching, you can touch your teddy bear, your car, your trucks, your toys, your games, okay? I use my eyes to see. I use my eyes to see. I find out more about God's world when I use my eyes to see. I use my hands to touch. I use my hands to touch. I found out more about God's world when I use my hands to touch. Okay? These are what we're doing. So what I want you to do, I want you to recognize how you feel things. What's hard, what's soft. The difference in being soft, the difference in being hard. Okay? We use our fingers to touch. We can feel hard, soft, cold, hot, smooth, and bumpy things. So what I want you to do, just try to write me a list of things that you can touch, that you see around you now, that you can touch. And tell me if it's hard. The chair, is it hard? Is it soft? A ball, is it hard? Is it soft? Just write that on a piece of paper like today's date with touch. Just write touch at the top and write today's date, which is September 10th, 2020, and write touch. And write a couple of things down that you can touch. Okay? What do you use to touch things with? Answer that. What do you use to touch things with? We all use our hand. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This here sums up our introduction to science when we're talking about our senses, and we're talking about touch today. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. Thank you.